A pumpkin drops 14 stories onto a 1991 hatchback. A goat gang eats a cactus in Marana. And Ozzy Osbourne returns, this time in squash form. All this and more coming up on The Talking Goose.
The Talking Goose, bringing you the less serious side of the news. Now, your host, The Goose.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Talking Goose, where the headlines are real, the goats are hungry, and the pumpkins don't always stay on the porch. Now, coming up, we've got crushed hatchbacks, record-breaking squash art, and a water balloon barrage that left one intern emotionally damp. Now, if you're here for the strange, the surreal, and the slightly ridiculous, you are here in the right place. If you're here to learn something, please go back to school or read a book. Co-host, how are you doing this weekend?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
It's been a crazy week, but I'm glad to be able to come and record and cut that out.
Yeah, no, we're just going to leave it in because it's always fun, everybody, to watch him just babble.
I am in babble mode today, but I am anxious to see my son this week. He's coming from Washington for a visit.
Maybe I'll have him come and sit in for you.
Maybe. If he's got a minute.
I might have matched intelligence, everybody.
Why, are you going to get one of the goats in here?
Yeah. Be smarter than you.
Yeah, tomorrow's his 30th birthday.
Oh, wow. It's been 30 years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Where did the time go?
God, that's old. Actually, make me feel old. I was there.
I know. So was I.
Well, yeah, I hope you were there.
For the beginning and the end of the pregnancy.
I didn't want to be there for the beginning of it anyways. Thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and get on to the less serious news today. In Utah, Albert Gebert gave his 1991 hatchback a send-off for the ages by crushing it with his 1,917-pound prize pumpkin from 14 stories up. The car was toast. The crowd ecstatic. Gebert's verdict was it's the best way to go.
All right, everybody. A Utah man just gave his old car the most smashing send-off imaginable. Alan Gebert of Millville had a 1991 Geo Metro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Geo Metro, that is a car worthy of this.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been squashed by a regular-sized pumpkin. It was so small. That finally gave up the ghost. But instead of hauling it to the junkyard, he dropped a 1,917-pound pumpkin on it from 100 feet in the air. That's right. The pumpkin, which had just taken second place at a local weigh-off, was hoisted by crane and released in front of a cheering crowd. The result: total destruction and total satisfaction.
Now, go ahead. Finish up before I enlighten us all with my thoughts.
Gebert says he dreamed of this moment for years, calling it the best way for it to go, and judging by the crowd's reaction, he wasn't the only one who thought so.
So anyway, I got, and we'll play the video here right now, and as we're talking, I mean, you see this giant pumpkin that's coming down. I mean, it's huge. And it just makes short work of this little car. It is the funniest thing out there.
I'm sure the manufacturers at Geo, which is part of Chevy now.
Well, it's not even around anymore.
Yeah.
That was done.
Are either spinning in their graves or just shaking their heads.
I'm going to say they probably don't care, really, honestly.
They're like, yeah, that was a trash car anyway. Next.
Yeah, they were like, hey, this is the Geo. Oh, well, somebody's at least putting this car to good use. Those were some of I remember when they came out, those were some of the most, ridiculous little cars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were like the Adobe. Once again, all you 1900s folks, will remember the Adobe, especially your 1980s folks. You'll remember the Adobe commercial.
From Saturday Night
Saturday Night
Live.
Live, yeah. Yeah, it made the Adobe look like a luxury car. Actually, it made a Yugo look like a luxury car.
It made a Pinto look like a luxury car.
Yeah, but you see, if you would have dropped the Pinto on its back end, though, it would have blown up. So,
True.
Maybe the pumpkin would have survived.
Yeah, I don't know if roast pumpkin would be very good.
Well, you eat pumpkin seeds.
True.
And they're roasted.
Okay.
This is the man who always ate sunflower seeds, everybody, and would spit them out of his car, and half of them would wind up into the back seat again.
Yeah, and if there was a passenger in the back seat, they they got
Watch
pelted.
out. Incoming!
They got pelted.
Now, being that this is the week of Halloween that we're recording, it is actually the weekend after Halloween we're recording. There is a whole bunch of good Halloween-based stories out there. Now, this is a story that I would have done, and as co-host here is reading, I will go ahead and run the video on this of the kids that came up doing this. So, this past Halloween, 3 masked figures, a porch bathed in moonlight, and a prank that nearly rewrote reality and safety. Halloween blurred into something stranger where costumes met consequence and fear wasn't just pretend.
So, a Halloween prank in Virginia nearly turned tragic. Late one night in Alexandria, 3 masked figures showed up on a family's porch wearing creepy costumes and carrying what looked like a weapon. The family, terrified, called police. One relative even arrived armed, fearing a break-in, but the intruders, they were teenage relatives, pulling a prank with help from adults. No charges were filed, but police called it a moral failure. Had plenty of those around here. Warning the stunt could have ended in disaster, a spooky joke that went way too far.
Yeah, so I would have done. We would have done this back in the day, but because of the cool technology of Ring cameras and all the other stuff, we can now get it on video.
Yeah,
I mean, it is actually really. It looked good.
Could you imagine if there was a Ring camera or something like that when we did the phone booth thing?
Oh, good Lord!
That would have been
or
hilarious.
dash cams.
Dash cams.
Take a dash cam and turn it backwards.
Or even the glasses that have cameras.
Oh yeah, the smart lenses or whatever they call them. That would have been great. If any of you know where a phone booth is, that actually still is a functioning phone booth, and it's one of the ones that just stand up on one pole and have the little sides on it. If you know where that is, and anyone get their hands on a 1980 Camaro, not a Z28, just a Camaro, 1980 Camaro, let us know. And
Yeah,
we will
that
come
set of
back.
circumstances.
We will try to make our way out to where you are, and we will relive the phone booth, and you will get to front row seats for this one.
We'll see how well the spring in that trunk holds up.
It won't. The trunk will be permanently warped like it was on yours for many years afterwards. Now, we love good Tucson stories. So we had Oro Valley, a bear going into a Fry's Food and Drug grocery store.
Tucson's like the bunghole of Arizona.
And Oro Valley, right outside of Tucson. And there's another area right outside of Tucson called Marana. It's just on the north end of Tucson.
If you blink, you miss it.
Yeah.
It's actually gotten bigger over there.
No, it has gotten a lot bigger. And I remember when I was a kid and we go down there, I knew that we were close to Tucson when you would see the power plant there on the, well, if you're headed in there, it's on the left side of the highway. And then you knew that was Marana. And you knew that you were at Tucson, and you're like, oh, thank God we're not going to be sitting in the car anymore. Because back then, an hour and a half in a car seemed like it was forever.
Yeah. Now
you get down to, now you're like, oh, I got to drive down to Tucson today. It's going to suck. But oh, well, you know.
Just listen to a podcast or something.
Watch the show.
There you go.
3 times, or 3 different episodes. So in Marana, Arizona, a herd of goats staged a surprise takeover. They stormed a subdivision. They stormed subdivision lawns and turning it into an all-you-can-eat buffet. And officers watched as the uninvited guests devoured bushes, flowers, and even a cactus. Now, no arrests were made, but the landscape did not survive.
Did the goats, like, poop out cactus needles or something?
I don't know, because I couldn't hear what the goats were saying.
It started with a call about trespassing, but when Marana police arrived, the suspects weren't human, they were goats. The herd of them wandering through a neighborhood, chewing on hedges and ignoring property lines. Officers corralled the goats and brought them in, not for booking, but for selfies. The goats were later reunited with their owner, no charges filed, though one reportedly refused to answer questions. The owner of the goat?
Yeah, one of those goats.
Just another day in Marana, law enforcement, where the bleeding never stops.
Bleeding. That's what goats do.
I get it. Yeah. Bleeding instead of bleeding.
Oh. Yeah, so once again, I mean, how... hey, we got some trespassers on the property. Or 911, what's your emergency? We have trespassers on the property. Could you please describe them? They're four-legged and they're eating. I would sit there and I would let the goats eat my property.
I think it's Jim Brewer from Saturday Night Live. Go boy.
But think about this. It's free lawn care. You're not paying for a landscapers. I mean... just set the goat out. And then when you're done, if you were in Texas, you could have barbecue goat when it was over.
With fresh grass in its belly.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And cactus needles if you're really lucky.
Have you ever had cactus before?
Like eating it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, like Nepal, I can't think how it's pronounced. But they take the spines off of it. It's usually added into like salads and stuff. Actually, really freaking good. It's like it's very not very flavorful, but the texture is great. This is the man who likes playing a little extra barbecue sauce. I'm trying to educate him on food.
Yeah, I will never be a high-class cuisine eater.
You will never be a foodie.
Nope.
Poor man.
No. Hawaiian pizza.
Poor soul he is. With barbecue sauce, which is actually pretty good.
Actually, that doesn't sound half bad.
That's actually pretty good. I've had it before. So we try to steer away from serious news, but this is a story, everybody, that was just a little bit too. We couldn't really pass it up. Because there has been so many funny things about it, and it's just ridiculous when you look over history and you see what's going on. It's just terribly ridiculous. So,
and the memes coming out from it are great too.
They're golden. I mean, they are golden memes. So everybody, as you've known on the news, you've heard about it. The East Wing is coming down. Now, the scope is expanding, and the critics are circling, and somewhere in D.C., a bulldozer just rolled over what some say is a piece of history. Now, we're going to take you inside the White House renovation that's raising eyebrows and fences.
So the East Wing is getting a makeover, and it's not just fresh paint. The White House is planning a $250 million ballroom project, complete with demolition, excavation, and a growing list of upgrades. Critics say the scope keeps expanding, and supporters say that it's overdue. And somewhere in D.C., depending on who you talk to, a bulldozer may have just rolled over a piece of history. It's part renovation, part reinvention, and all happening beneath the Rose Garden.
Yeah, so so everybody, it's been documented since 1950, and this has actually been a big enough deal where, that show CBS Sunday Morning, with who was the original guy, the old guy that used
Charles Corral.
Charles Corral.
Yeah.
I used to love watching it with him.
Yep. Yeah, he had that monotone voice.
Oh yeah, that very 50s
Yeah.
50s reporter voice. But it's been such a big deal. They actually did a whole segment on renovations at the White House, and it's just I think it's actually great that some mainstream media that usually leans to one side or another is actually reporting.
Left.
Yeah,
Go
just
on.
one side or another is actually reporting that this has happened forever. It's been documented that since 1952, every president has put a personal touch on the White House. So,
And Bill Clinton got personally touched in the White House.
oh yeah, he did.
But
he
that's
did.
another story.
Yes, exactly. Now, also along with that, so yeah, this one sort of slid under the headlines, everybody. So, the president, our current president, Trump, he actually remodeled the Lincoln bathroom. Now, the Lincoln bathroom originally, before the remodel, looked like this. That wonderful green with this chintzy little sink and this toilet that looked like it had a flushing mechanism left over from grade school. I mean,
Had those the dryer where you had to push the button and crank it on the side.
exactly. Or you crank the cloth to move it. You know. So, anyways, he had that.
OLMC circa 1980.
This is actually like circa 1950 because the last one that it was remodeled under Truman, I believe it. Well, not Truman, Eisenhower. I think Eisenhower remodeled it last. And it looks very 1950s. It looks very, actually, not something you would say, hey, this is the bathroom that Lincoln took a dump in. And yes, they had plumbing in the White House during the Civil War. I looked that up for you guys. It actually, indoor plumbing in the White House started in the earlier 1800s, like 1820 something. They started centralized plumbing in the White House, putting it in. It looks like this now.
It's, all the crap in Washington's been there for a long time.
It has. But it looks like this now. Now, this is a bathroom that I would say Lincoln.
That looks like really cool marble.
Yeah. The president had it done up in marble and gold.
With White House
Robes
there.
Bathrobes, yeah. But that was just one of the upgrades that was done on the White House. And
So if Eddie Murphy visits there, is he going to steal some of those? He's going to put them in his bag on the way out?
But so that's a number, one of the number of things that has been done at the White House before. I also believe that so there's a lot of memes going around with the White House right now, and these are some of my favorites. These here are some of my favorite memes. So, if anyone was going to do anything to the White House, this is the one that I was expecting.
Yay.
Or how about this, guys?
Well, that I think that would have been more Clinton's thing. Well, no.
Well, no, because Trump worked at McDonald's for one day.
Yeah, that's
Remember?
right.
He would have a job after his term was over, guys. He would have a
And the
job.
next president would love that, especially if
Oh
it was
yeah, how would that be? Hey, I want to go get a Big Mac. Oh no,
It's the
no,
greatest Big Mac ever.
no, I can't get one. Trump's working tonight.
Look at this big, beautiful Big Mac
The
here.
big beautiful Big Mac, because we got the big beautiful ballroom, we have the big beautiful bill, everybody, and then you saw pictures of the big beautiful bathroom. You know, I wonder if in that bathroom there's a big beautiful bidet.
That would be. I use a bidet. I'm all about the bidet.
The bidet is the best thing that ever came out of France, along
Yeah.
with like crepes. And then also though they're doing this one right here. I mean, come on.
I like that one.
we got the Death Star and the White House. Boy, right there. Put it up in space and call it the White Star.
No. That's what the Titanic was.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we don't want the Death Star sinking. But then this one definitely, and if any of you people that are complaining about this and are on the left leaning side about this and are screaming about history and everything, you'd be okay with this one.
Long live Pocahontas.
Oh, there we go. The Elizabeth Warren wing. We all need that. I'd be okay with this next one.
As long as they didn't have the new Cracker Barrel logo, not the woke one, the old one.
Don't even get me started on that. It's a company changing their logo. Who really cares?
Yeah, but they wokeified it.
But here's the thing. So we're going to go off on a little tangent here before we wrap up the less serious news. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here.
A tandem rangent?
Yes, exactly. So the Cracker Barrel. All right. So if you all, once again, here we go with my great wealth of knowledge on history. When people used to go to the general store, there used to just be a barrel that they would put crackers in, and people would scoop them out and buy them. Okay, so the original Cracker Barrel logo that they went back to is the shopkeeper in a chair leaning up against a barrel that had crackers in it. Oh, how bad is that? So a company wants to take away that picture.
But that's like removing Aunt Jemima from the, or the Indian from Land O'Lakes. It's all PC, and it doesn't offend anybody.
I get that.
Except for those who are out to be offended.
Yeah, I get that. But we're not going to complain because would everybody complain if, say, for example, Ford decided to use the red oval instead of the blue one? Think about it. It's a company. Let them change it if they want. Who gives two craps, everybody? And it's if anyone wanted to complain about it, let's complain about the name, the Cracker Barrel.
What up, Cracker?
That's what I'm saying. Let's complain about the name, the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, but that can't be racist because
It's the Cracker Barrel is just it's just the name that it's just the name. It's just the name, and I already explained to you what a Cracker Barrel was. Now, don't make me go into the history of the term cracker.
Should we get on to Strange World Records?
We could. I do want to point out a few things here, though, real quick here about the what do you call it? The White House. Now there is and my things. Maybe I won't point it out because the thing's not updating here. Oh, here we go. Nope.
Everybody, start the Jeopardy music.
Can we talk up so I can actually hear it?
Everybody, start the Jeopardy music.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to pull this up today because it's even my computer is not functioning like I wanted it to, everybody.
Maybe Greg will link to it below.
I might. But so I was going to point out that in the last 50 some odd years, more than 50 years actually, we had FDR put an indoor swimming pool in the White House. Ford put an outdoor swimming pool in the White House. Nixon put a bowling alley in the White House.
Kennedy put Marilyn Monroe in the White House.
Probably. Kennedy let Jacqueline do the Rose Garden.
That's right.
I can't remember what president was, built the tennis court.
Ronnie let Nancy have psychics in the White House.
Yeah. Obama remodeled the tennis court and made it a basketball court also. Did anyone complain about that? It was history because it was like Taft, I think it was, maybe. I don't remember. I was going to look it up here. Put the the tennis court in, not Taft. He was too big.
Taft was the one that got stuck in the bathtub.
Yeah, that was Taft, and he was one of the first presidents who had an automobile. So he had to they had to make the automobile have heavier springs on it because he was so big.
Oh, they had to make it bariatric.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know, why are we complaining about the East Wing? Our tax dollars aren't paying for it, folks. So
It's just, it's like have you seen the meme where after the whole aspirin thing,
yeah,
somebody did, Trump goes, you shouldn't eat poop, and it's got the liberal going, and he's got poop all over his face. I mean, it's just, that's what they're going to do. They're going to,
it's just the mentality of everybody out there these days.
or, Trump cures cancer. Give us back our cancer. I've seen that one too.
Well, everybody, from pumpkin drops to goat invasions, one thing is clear. Logic took the week off. Now, whether it's a prank gone wrong or a hatchback turned into a squash target, the world keeps finding new ways to surprise us. Now, that's it for the less serious side of the news this week. Next up, we have records, roasts, and a mosaic that made Ozzy immortal in squash. Now on to Strange World Records. Welcome to Strange World Records, everybody, where the numbers are real and the logic is optional. Now, some people chase greatness. Others chase Guinness titles involving soup, squash, and fist bumps. This next segment is dedicated to the record breakers who took a look at reality and said, nah. Now, one man, one wave, one record that will make your legs cramp just thinking about it. An Australian surfer just pulled off, an Austrian surfer just pulled off something so absurd it made Guinness blink. Now we're going to show you what he did, where he did it, and why soup was somehow involved.
Chicken noodle?
I don't know, it didn't say. Go on.
In the shadow of Austria's snow-dusted peaks, a man named Maximilian Neubach stepped onto a surfboard. Kind of hard to step into.
That'd be a kayak.
Yeah. Not at the ocean's edge, but on a man-made river wave deep in the heart of Ebensee. The water surged, and the clock started. And then he didn't stop. For 8 hours, 5 minutes, and 44 seconds, Neubach rode that single unbroken wave. No breaks, no bailouts, no bathroom. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Just balance, grit, and a spoonful of soup. Yep, soup. Consumed mid-ride to keep him going. The wave, a stationary beast called River Wave, Europe's largest artificial river wave. The challenge, outlasting the previous Guinness World Record of just under 4 hours, set in the Panama Canal. By the next time Neubach finally slid off his board and into the water, he'd more than doubled it. No fanfare, no dramatic wipeout. Just a quiet step into history that required stamina, strategy, and a stomach that could handle lunch at about 12 miles an hour.
Okay, so what I got to say is, number one, yeah, that's cool. But number two, the other guy was in the Panama Canal doing it. He wasn't in some controlled area.
Yeah, it's different when you do it at Big Surf than when you do it in the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And Big Surf, if anyone's wondering, it was one of the first wave pools that was built in actually America, here in Tempe, Arizona. It's now since been closed.
Yeah,
and
rest in peace.
I think it's leveled. Didn't they level it?
They leveled it.
They leveled it?
Yeah.
It was fun.
I passed by there. We used to go there every year as altar boys for Mount Carmel.
I don't want to know what else happened as being altar boys.
Nothing. Other than I almost burned the church down once, but that's a story for a different time.
But yeah, I mean, if you're going to break a world record, I mean, it's cool that he broke surfing is a sport. It does take talent because God knows I couldn't get on a surfboard. I would look, I mean, I'd be eaten by a shark. It would be like, hey, look at that really big seal out there.
Uh-oh, Greg just jumped the shark.
Lego shark, do 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 do. Lego shark, do 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 do. Lego shark, do 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 do. Lego shark.
Okay. What's our next record?
Oh, he doesn't want me to go on, folks. I don't blame him because it's hard to bask in my glory and greatness.
No, it's already hard to get one song from YouTube out of my mind, let alone Baby Shark.
Nice. So anyways, what do you get when a Guinness record chaser teams up with a YouTuber and 125 water balloons? You get a studio soaked in chaos and one very damp intern. Everybody, David Rush is back again, and this time the splash zone isn't optional. Now, we'll show you how he broke the record and why the target might be still finding balloon bits in his shoes.
David Rush has now broken more than 250 Guinness World Records, but this one might be the wettest. In a stunt equal parts precision and chaos, Rush teamed up with YouTuber Luke Moyer to set the record for the most water balloons thrown and caught in 1 minute. The rules: each balloon had to be thrown from at least 5 meters away, caught cleanly, and most importantly, not burst. So he had to kind of...
Yeah.
The final count, 125 successful catches in 60 seconds. That's more than 2 per second. Was he using both hands?
No, there was only one. Everybody, the video will be playing. You can watch this video. Take a look at it.
That's more than 2 per second with 0 splashouts. The setup looked like a backyard science experiment gone rogue. A conveyor belt of balloons, a soaked target, and a countdown that felt more like a dare. Rush, known for records involving juggling, speed reading, and even balancing chainsaws.
And spitting ping pong balls.
And bumping fists with people continuously. Added this one to his growing list of absurd achievements. And yes, he did it all in the name of STEM awareness. STEM?
STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Oh, okay. Because nothing says science is cool like dodging a barrage of airborne water grenades.
Yeah, so everybody, this is going to be a Guinness World Record that I think next summer we're going to have to try to break, and he's the target.
Yeah, I get to catch the balloons?
Yes, you will get to catch the balloons while I stay perfectly dry.
Ladies, I'll be working out for my swimsuit.
Maybe I'll have to do it blindfolded at that point. You know why sharks attack people in the ocean? Because if some stranger came into your house in a Speedo, wouldn't you attack them too?
Probably.
There you go. That would be a fun world record to try to break, actually. I could be happy doing that one. That would be quite enjoyable.
See, I'd rather do that than like sit at a dunk tank. That's more.
I've sat at a dunk tank before, and I mocked the person throwing the ball. I even mocked them after they hit the target when I got out of the water. It made them want to do it again. No luck. I mean...
Did they throw the ball at you eventually?
Yeah, they actually did. Thank God for the plexiglass.
Right.
Now, everybody, what do you get when a British farm, 1,000 pumpkins, and the Prince of Darkness collide? You get a Guinness World Record and a squash mosaic that'll make your Halloween decor feel undressed. Now let's find out how the Prince of Darkness lived this Halloween.
Sunnyfields Farm in Southampton, England, earned the Guinness World Record for the largest cucurbita?
It's a pumpkin. It's another name for pumpkins and squash.
Cucurbita mosaic, a sprawling tribute made entirely of pumpkins and squashes. The mosaic featured a smiling Ozzy Osbourne wearing his trademark sunglasses surrounded by bats. Any of them have their head bit off? No?
I don't think so.
It measured 2,281 square feet, about the size of a tennis court. Not the one at the White House. The mosaic was unveiled on October 31st, just in time for Halloween. It served as both a seasonal celebration and a memorial because Ozzy passed away earlier this year on July 22nd at the age of 76. Ozzy's wife Sharon and daughter Kelly attended the unveiling ceremony, adding a personal touch to the tribute. The farm used hundreds of homegrown pumpkins and squashes carefully arranged to form the image. Guinness adjudicator, our favorite people, Pravin Patel, is that Cash's little brother?
I can actually get into it. We do have the name of the adjudicator, and he's bold for giving his name out.
Yeah.
Go on.
He confirmed the record on site. This surreal, squash-powered tribute turned Halloween into a heavy metal memorial and gave Ozzy fans one last reason to scream.
Yeah, so that really was cool to see the picture of it. I mean, it actually was a really cool picture to see Ozzy on the way they did it was good. It turned out really really neat.
All aboard! Oh, that does look cool.
It was a very cool, very cool tribute to.
That's all made out of individual pumpkins and squashes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? What a better way to celebrate on Halloween? I'm sure Ozzy, being that he was actually a very normal, down to earth guy, but he got that whole moniker of the Prince of Darkness and everything because of his
Antics. Yeah,
his whole thing. But I think he would have appreciated it. He probably would have laughed.
Oh, yeah.
And had a good time with it. I mean, was really cool. I mean, Ozzy, God rest his soul, but hopefully he's up there playing concerts for you right now and not biting heads off of bats. I mean, but Ozzy was really
Angels, stay away from Ozzy.
Yeah, please. Hey, St. Michael, get that sword out. Get ready. All right, you might have to use it.
Defend yourself in battle.
Yes. And everybody finally, again, David Rush is back. He's done a couple world records since we've last been here. He took a break from filming 99 to Beat to reclaim his Guinness title for most alternative fist bumps in 30 seconds. Now, the number was 426. The method, rapid-fire knuckle chaos. The result, a record attempt so fast that even the cameras needed a nap.
David Rush is back, and his knuckles are moving faster than your Wi-Fi, especially if you have Verizon 5G. The serial record breaker claimed his Guinness World Record for most alternate fist bumps in 30 seconds, 426. That is 14.2 bumps per second, which is faster than most people can blink, let alone coordinate elbows. Rush performed the feat on set for 99 to Beat, a show dedicated to breaking records in rapid-fire fashion. No injuries were reported, though several fists were left emotionally overwhelmed. So if you're planning to greet David Rush, maybe just wave. It's safer. You don't want to play bloody knuckles with that guy.
No, I wouldn't. And watching the video, it looked like all they did is they just sat there and went like this. I guess that would be the technical definition of fist bumps. One person, what was his buddy's name? Hollywood Hannon was doing it. And Hollywood he just kept his hands there like this. And Rush just was going, you know, if they were both going like this, that would take a little bit of talent.
Have you ever watched The Flash?
Yeah. I mean, once again though, David Rush chasing these things, it's ridiculous. Go grow your fingernails out like the guy in Vietnam.
Hard pass.
That's a record though. That took discipline.
I have discipline for other things. My nails are already too long.
And I don't get them enough, but I like manicures. It feels good to have someone sitting there massage your finger. And they really cut the nail like right down to nothing, so you don't have them. I mean, oh God, it's the greatest thing.
I don't know.
You never had one, so I'm sure.
No, I don't really. We won't go there.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. It's enjoyable. Yeah, what are we going to do with the co-host, folks? You know,
I'm so uncultured.
Yeah, he is uncouth.
Oh, I never.
Well, everybody, from soup surfing to squash mosaics, one thing is clear, that Guinness just isn't for greatness. It's for balloon chaos. It's for fist bump fatigue and the kind of records that make your eyebrows reconsider their job. And that's it for Strange World Records. And that's it for this episode of the Talking Goose, where pumpkins fall, goats rise, and Guinness keeps saying yes to chaos. So if you liked what you saw, hit that button, ring that thing, and tell your weirdest friend we exist. Now we'll be back. Well, it was going to be next week. I'll be back next week regardless, with more headlines, more records, and probably fewer fist bumps. Until then, keep your hatchback parked and your squash grounded. Everybody,
for those Geo Metros.
Everybody will. We'll see you again. There we go. 2 and 2. Thank you. Have a good one.